They said at halftime it was 15 runs too many. Well, looks like it was quite a handful more than that. 175 was going to be a winning total for two reasons. That pitch was naughty, and the Indian bowlers are just too good. And let's face it, India playing T20 at home, it's going to take quite a lot to beat this team at T20 at home because let's be honest, it's just one superstar after another superstar. If one guy fails, it's the chance for another guy. When you see them bat or when you see them bowl, it's almost like a procession of the best IPL players from every single team, and you almost don't feel bad. When Akshar Patel got out, I was like, oh, okay, good thing Shivam Dube came in with the 6 overs to go. When Shivam Dube got out, I was like, oh, okay, good thing Jitesh Sharma came in because let's see what does he have that Sanju Samson doesn't. And you know what Jitesh Sharma has that Sanju Samson doesn't? The backing of the coach and the captain who thinks Sanju Samson's got way too many chances than he needs apparently. So, nonetheless, let's round up the discussion on the first T20I between South Africa and India being played in India. This is the first of 5 matches, remember, and we're building up to the T20 World Cup that's coming up in, I think, about 3 months' time. So, we have South Africa, then we have New Zealand, and it's showtime after that. Let's start off with the negative points. Yes, there were a few negative points of today's thing. I think two people really need to earn their stripes, if you may, in this T20 side. And the first, actually, he might have all the talent in the world and he might be the most pleasing to the eye. And yes, there have been times when he has done a really good job at T22, but it's just not consistent enough. And you just wonder if Shubnam Gill has done enough to earn his place as an opener. And who is he pushing out? He's pushing out Sanju Samson. And there was this huge debate that why is Sanju Samson being pushed out? Why is he going down the order? Because up the order is where, in the opening slot, is where he's made a name for himself. He scored 3 or 4 centuries over there. So how can you judge him for not performing well when he's coming in with, 10, 15 balls left in the innings? And Shubnam Gill is actually replacing him. Now, had Shubnam Gill not been captain of India and basically poster boy of Indian cricket, would he be replacing Sanju Samson? Well, that's a question that we need to decide. And the second person, actually, whom I feel really was actually a superstar, just an absolute superstar. And I genuinely feel he's actually a very, very good captain, is Suryakumar Yadav. But unfortunately, with his captaincy, is he losing a little bit of that shine and a little bit of that aura when it comes to batting? It's actually been quite a while now. I think he scored a 50, last series or something, I'm not sure. But it's been quite a while since he had one of those commanding innings that he used to back in the day. When Sky coming in was like, it. He was the main act. Now he's like one of the acts. And that goes to show what a superstar team we have become. But at the same time, you just wish that if Sky comes good, I mean, that middle order is just quite something. Another, not slot, but another place where I feel India really needs to do good is this combination of Shivam Dube, Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel as your bowling all-rounders. And are you going to get an over out of Tilak Verma? Are you going to get an over out of Abhishek Sharma? You could not. I mean, that depends. So you have 5 bowlers there who are going to make up those 4 overs, right? Because you have Bumrah and you have Arshdeep and you have Varun and you have Akshar. Well, Akshar I'm considering to be, I mean, I know he's a bowling all-rounder, don't get me wrong, but I consider him to be a guaranteed 4-hour slot, a 4-over slot in every match, right? So we have 5 other options, and I feel that's a little bit too many options, to be honest. So I feel Shivam Dube is, I don't know how to put it. I mean, he's so, it almost reminds me of Graham Thorpe of England when he used to bowl. Um, or there was a bowler called Nelson from New Zealand. I'm pretty sure his name is Nelson. But anyway, this amble run up to the crease, and then he kind of delivers like a lollipop kind of ball. And I feel sometimes people get out to him because they feel they can go for a shot here compared to somewhere else. But nonetheless, I feel Shivam Dubey, if he tightens up on his bowling a little bit, I think we'll do a lot better in terms of that balance. Hardik Pandya, yes, is always a good bowling option, but you should go for Hardik up front. When you use him, as first change or using him outside the power play, I don't know if he's so effective. Yes, I know today he did take a wicket, but if you're going to have Bumrah and Arshdeep is going to swing the new ball. Bumrah is good no matter when he's playing, when he's bowling. Fantastic control. I think Team India is pretty much got a perfect, almost a perfect T20 squad. Just two check boxes I feel that need to be ticked. Shubham Gill, the opener. Suryakumar Yadav, the batter, not the captain, the batter. And in terms of bowling, I want to see a little bit tighter. I mean, I know today we barely got to see any bowling from Shivam Dubey, but a little bit tighter from Shivam Dubey and Hardik Pandya, and I think we are set. It's one of the best T20 teams going around. Talking about South Africa, on paper, it was quite a team. I mean, you had the young guns, you had the old stalwarts, you had the pace, you had the spin, you had the upcoming superstars. Everybody is there. But then what happened? 70 all out or 75 all out? I mean, that's the lowest score South Africa has ever been bowled out for. And what happened to that fight that you saw South Africa give in almost the entire tour so far? There was absolutely no fight. It was almost like they're willing to just throw down. It was almost like they were willing to just throw in the towel. And round about the 10th over, I mean, I know you've lost a lot of wickets, and let's say you've lost 4 wickets or 5 wickets. There's no need to throw away wickets after that. Jensen, for example, Marco Jensen, he just hit a good ball for 4. There's still half the innings left, and the 10 overs to go. You can bat it out further. Okay, sure, you might lose, but you can still lose with some dignity. What happened to that? I don't know why coaches don't come in, and teams don't play for losing with dignity anymore. It's almost like, okay, if I win, I win. If not, I'm like gone. I mean, the bowling really wasn't so fantastic for them to unravel for 70. It's almost like everybody was going for shots and no one just wanted to play time at all, right? So even if it's a T20, it's so important for one person to bat steady and everyone be, revolving around him. And we're talking about batting steady for South Africa. What happened to Bretsky? Why wasn't he in the scheme of things? I mean, he was such a good person in the ODI setup. I mean, the entire innings were kind of revolving around him. So why is he not in this team? I really think that's where South Africa missed a trick. They should have had a guy like Bretsky. And the other place where I feel South Africa is kind of missing a trick is why the pace of Nokia. I mean, you saw that the slower balls were working well of Lungi and Giri, right? Then why was Nokia going all pace? I mean, all you needed to do was just get some batter and it just kind of went flying everywhere. So, I mean, I know you're supposed to be a pace bowler. I know you're on a comeback, whatever, but the stumps can be rattled even with a slower ball. A wicket is a wicket even if you take it off a slower ball. You don't have to bowl 140, 145 every single ball. You can mix it up a bit, just to say. Regarding the catching, Jitesh Sharma, you have to say, fantastic job. I think the catch that he held off, the spinner who was bowling, fantastic catch. It's not easy keeping up to Chakravarti, but he did a good job over there too. So you have to say, I mean, I think he walked off with 4 catches, if I'm not wrong. So really good day for Jitesh Sharma behind the stumps and also with his small little. I mean, I know he didn't have a much to do with Hardik Pandya on fire, but I think that was a good thing. And also, you have to credit him. He did take the single at that right time. Did not want to hog the limelight. He knew that Hardik was in a role, and he had to give him the strike and stuff. So you have to praise Jitesh Sharma for his contribution and playing very selflessly in this match. There'll always be an argument about Jitesh versus Samson, but I think for now we are going to ride the Jitesh wave at least for the foreseeable future. Samson fans, I know you're a dedicated bunch out there, but I don't see this happening, guys. And if Rishabh Pant does come in, where does he even fit? Are we saying that Rishabh Pant is going to replace Jitesh Sharma? I think that would be okay. I know Rishabh has not been a certainty and not been a regular in the T20 team, but he's such a fantastic talent, boss. I mean, how can you not have him? I mean, he might drive you nuts, might get out when you need it to be there, but if he clicks, the game is over. So think about it. Um, yeah, I think I don't know if South Africa. Okay, they might win a game or two. Not saying no, but I'll be really surprised if India goes down this series, and I'll be really surprised if India doesn't really go the distance with this T20 team. I mean, it's quite something. But before we wind up, a quick word about my man of the match for this series. For this, my man of the match for this game, Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya is like the OG of the Indian cricket team. I mean, he's been there, done that with the original finisher of Indian cricket, if you know who I'm talking about, MSD. I feel he's taken his blessings. He's the kind of guy who has that MSD thinking. I'm going to take the game deep and I'm going to back myself against the bowler. It's going to be one on one and I'm going to win. He has that gangster like, uh, charisma. I don't know if it's charisma, but that no look six, that stare into the bowler's eye. I mean, the guy is all about theatrics, not necessarily for the outside world, but I think more for just the intimidation. I think cricket is definitely a mind game, and when the bowler comes in, I think Hardik Pandya definitely makes his presence felt. I loved his celebration when he got to a 50. It wasn't just, raising your bat. It was genuinely a heartfelt, celebration and a showing of the bat to the entire ground. And the whole ground was really vibing, when Pandya was playing, and you could feel it, and even he was really enjoying it. He's been off cricket for a long time, injury to quadriceps, a lot of time with rehab. Just came back, played the SMA. So you got to feel for him. I feel really happy for him. But my God, if he is in action, and if he is in nick, Hardik Pandya is the best guy you can have between overs, say 12 to 18. I mean, he's the best guy you can have out there. All right. See you guys in the next T20. Bye bye.